Yeah, so basically, I'm gonna just jump in like you've already read it. You know, you've already have some remote understanding. You can This is food for thought. You can go do the dishes. Um, Basically, here we got Moses, and Moses is basically having a conversation with the Lord, and he's telling him that you have been chosen to bring the children of Israel out of Egypt. Now, speaking metaphysically, everything that I'm gonna say is metaphysically. Egypt represents your lower nature. Um, it represents sense consciousness. So it represents your urge for um, seeing aesthetically pleasing things, your
The
craving
flesh is
for sex,
weak. The flesh is weak.
everything cardinal, everything cardinal, sex, food, anything that makes you feel comfortable, you know. And then Egypt represents in this, okay, the darkness of ignorance, obscurity, body consciousness. It represents illusion, and the 12 tribes of Israel are basically, you can say it's your chakras, you can say it's your glands. Like, the jewels of your body are your glands. The jewels is what gives you your experience through the secretions that they have. And they can either be, secretions that's stressing you out, or you literally feeling bliss, no matter if you know what I mean, you live in a one bedroom apartment with you, your wife, and your kid, or you living in a mansion, you know what I mean, with you, your wife, and your kid. So basically, the Lord telling Moses, you are chosen to take the children out of Israel. Um, so right now, the children of Israel are in bondage. They're in captivity right now, um, and they have multiplied at such a great rate to the point where the Egyptians feel that they could be a threat at some point. It's kind of like, if we Egyptians get into a war, the Israelites is just gonna side with them and take us out. So what they did, they made everything a lot more difficult for them, purposefully. Um, and then that takes us on to like chapter. I'll say go to chapter 7. Hood. Okay, and then we get to a part where basically Moses' cousin helps him, Aaron. And this one we get into the symbolism of the staff. And the staff representing your spine. It represents your Kundalini energy. Once again, we're talking about getting out of Egypt and raising your energy up, because Israel sits above Egypt on the map geographically. So it's about taking your energy up out of Egypt, taking it out of sense consciousness with your staff. And also the staff represents authority. Like the saying, the Lord is my shepherd. You should be like a sheep unto your soul. You should allow your soul to guide you as if you were a fucking dog. You know what I mean? And it's not to be degrading. You know what I mean? It's a humbling thing. It's to understand how lost you would be without this understanding of your true identity.
I think
Um,
just to add to your wisdom, it goes, "The
yeah,
Lord is my shepherd; I shall not want." It can be interpreted that you don't want the Lord to be your shepherd, but that's not the correct interpretation. The correct interpretation, the Lord is my shepherd, period, I shall not want, period. Because the
mhm,
Lord is my shepherd, because I'm guided by my intuition, I don't literally have to want for anything because I'm guided by my soul. So when you are any person, good, bad, or indifferent, when you are a desirous person, you are demonic in essence. And it can be the sweetest grandmother, overall demonic, because she wants and desires things. She don't fully understand and understand to be led by something, to not want, and then to be given the kingdom of God. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, this is real science that you drop in, but go ahead.
Yeah. And then, fast forward, and this is from Exodus 1 through 12. So I encourage everybody to read it probably like 3 times, even listen to an audiobook if you have to. But then we get to the 10 plagues. And basically what's happening here is that the Lord is constantly telling Moses, tell Pharaoh to let my people go to take us, so that y'all can come praise. You know what I mean? So y'all can do y'all work. And 10 times the Pharaoh, or 9 times the Pharaoh says, okay, y'all can go ahead. But the plagues are like turning the Nile River into blood, infestation of frogs, gnats everywhere, other pests, outbreaks, disease of livestock, boils afflicting humans, hailstones, locusts, darkness, and then finally the death of the firstborn, which is basically before the death of the firstborn is Passover. Before I get into Passover, it's important here to understand that you are plagued when you serve your lower nature. These 10 plagues, there's 10 worlds on the Kabbalah, just throw that in there. These 10 plagues represent the affliction that you put upon yourself, that you willfully allow happen to yourself when you serve your sense consciousness. When you willfully do not do your spiritual work, it becomes very hard for you. You know what I mean? Like even the water being turned to blood in the Nile, you know what I mean? You may have problems with your blood, or the boils, dealing with acne, or pests. You might have a dirty ass house, you know what I mean? Like certain things will show you that you got the game fucked up. You know what I mean? If you heed to these signs, follow each step of what you've done to your life, you can undo it and make it something different. But the thing is not to be partial to glamour.
You can't serve two masters.
Yes.
You just can't.
And Israel has to get out of Egypt so that they can do their spiritual work, because you cannot take glamour with you as your Kundalini rises. That's basically what it is. So this is basically the work before the work. You have to tame the physical body. You have to tame the beast first before you can go into do your spiritual work, because you cannot be someone who embodies the sin of pride or lust and then raise your Kundalini. That could be the worst thing for yourself and others. And I mean, that's basically it. Understanding that before you can take on energy, higher energy, and raise your energy and cultivate your energy, you first have to clear it. You first have to purify it. And that's what's represented when Israel is making its way out of Egypt into Canaan. Exodus means to get out, to leave.